able to contribute is in that way. Is if we do that, and then at the end of it, you say, I recorded that because for me, that could be something that you could use later on to explain to my kids their dad, or to help inform your, what I'm saying? Like to me, it's not something that you have to go and broadcast for your show. It could be something that you could archive just for you or for me as a favor to me. So
Yeah.
no, it's not just about the broadcast, bro. We're capturing a snap. It's like taking a snapshot, a picture of our relationship, and being able to for people to understand in maybe that little window what it was about, because that's really what you're trying to do. You're
Y-
asking, you're showing people, this is my friend, and I trust him enough to show you guys what he thinks about this particular subject.
right. I guess you think a lot deeper than it on it than I do, and maybe that's a malfunction of my own, right? Because trying the content creation fucking shit, right? And
Hmm.
you could throw whatever label you want, digital creator or this or that or the fuck ever, right? um
Hmm.
Podcaster, this or that, like all these things, right? I'm so simple minded and so tunnel vision into like, all right, this is a piece of content that I'm trying to create. I don't even think about that deeper level that you just said, right? Like and all of that I would do, I would do like all right, like you said, I mean, that really, the capturing a brief moment, a conversation in time, an hour, 30 minutes, whatever it might be, right? To capture that of our friendship that we've had now for 18 years, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, 18ish years, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then something I could share with your kids. Like I don't even think about that, right? I think of it as maybe it's something you could share, right? But I don't think of it as something like your kids ever coming into me and being like, "Yo, Uncle Josh, like, what was my dad like?" You know what I mean? Because like your kids know you, right? Like you have kids
No,
that
they
are.
don't.
Well,
They
I mean,
don't.
you don't think they do? I mean, they're still young enough.
No,
Many of
I
them are still young enough. Or is it? Do you think it's like they don't
no.
know your level of thinking on these subjects or topics or something like that? Is that what you're thinking?
No, I think that I believe that we know a version of our parents.
Okay.
And just like we are always trying to put our best foot forward with our kids, right? Our parents are, like they did the best that's where the phrase come from. They did the best that they could,
Yeah.
So you're all like, you're not trying to show your ass, like you're trying to do your best, but you're going to give your kid all your bullshit and all your good shit. They're going to get both.
Mm.
you know it's just how much you end up dealing with and how much you're dealing with that. Like, they got to see you deal with it, you know but I don't know, man. I just look at this shit like everything we do is impactful.
Yeah.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why doing things that are not meaningful is so frustrating, right? Everything you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if you got 5 people that tune. Like, that's somebody that wants to tune in and hear what you have to say. And so now that you have that audience, just like with your children, right? Are you gonna stand pat or are you gonna fucking grow? Right? It's about evolving, growing. That's all we're trying to do, bro. So, as if you feel like I like the way that I looked at it gave you a different insight into it, then like, as you grow, your audience will grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll be more of a, what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you follow the drum beat, and you know what I'm saying? There's no beaten path. You're tripping over stumps and you getting snagged on goddamn twigs and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Until you hit the clearing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's the like you we just gotta follow the fucking drum beat until we find some clarity. You know what I'm saying? You get somebody to help you clear that path with you. You feel me? And so that's all I'm saying, brother, is that I've known since I've known Josh. Josh likes to talk. Not a surprise to me, right? It's not a surprise surprised to me that Josh, has some things to say. He always has some things to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, that's always come that is 100% genuine. That's stuck to you. That's who you are. So, that being said, you have to develop and grow in that arena. You have to start thinking about all like because every your word is your bond, bro. Your word is your bond. Every like and you are about your, you know what I'm saying? Like you are not just about your words, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, because I watch a lot of things to try and help myself learn this area, right?
Mhm.
I was gonna say business, but I don't think of myself as a business or this as a business in its current formation, right?
Right.
Um, but like one of the things they say is like like the growing part, right? Like how you're gonna grow, and then like or back up,
Mhm.
not from the growing part, but if you back up from that, you were saying like, what'd you say before the growing is how impactful it is, right? And if you're
Mhm.
doing this with purpose, trying to make an impact on people, um, then you'll find like it doesn't really matter what your niche
Drumbeat.
is, right? Or drumbeat. It doesn't matter what that is. Like if you're doing it with the purpose of making impact on people, you're going to
Mhm.
the people and you are going to find each other that want that impact, right?
Yeah.
Um, so, but I mean, for me, I guess it's strange because, uh, of course, like who am I to make an impact on anyone at that? I look at that as like a very high level, right? Like anyone tuning in or listening, like who am I to make an impact on you? Like I appreciate you listening, and it's as I tell people, like I haven't said it in a while, but like every time someone downloads or listens, like they're keeping my dream alive, right? So like
Mhm.
how appreciative of that they could never understand, right? Like when I go and I look at the analytics of like how many people listened, and I see that I hadn't posted nothing for 2 weeks, but I have an additional 20 listens over that or 20 downloads
Mhm.
slash listens over that 2 weeks. And it's from all kinds of episodes that I've posted now, right? Um, that's amazing to me. I'm like, who the fuck? Like, it's mind blowing. And I'm talking about like, you can scroll over the little graph, right? The little line chart, and it says, on this date, two people listened. And I just think to myself, like, who the fuck are those two people? And I just want to like be
Mhm.
able to find out who they are and be like, yo, what did you like? Which one did you listen to? What did you think? Because I want to continue to have that conversation about it, right? Like you said,
Mhm.
I've always been a talker. I hope nowadays that besides just talking, that I've learned how to communicate right on the listening and the talking part, and receiving and
Mhm.
transmitting. Um, and I'm trying to improve that. Shit, I watch fucking videos and read shit about how to better communicate. I don't know if it's working, but I try to do that. So like it's when you say like the impact that it's making, and then going into the how that impact will find the people and the people will find that impact. That's beyond crazy to me, right? Because me and you, we've always just had these conversations, you know, not once a week, every cut now and then, and for a while we were like sorting out our lives. Years ago it'd been a while since we'd been able to talk, but and I'd say like the last 5 to 8 years, if not more, probably like we've had these conversations pretty damn regularly, right? Um, so it's always a great help, especially when we can reconnect and find ourselves not busy and have that 2 hour conversation or whatever it is. And
Mhm.
a lot of that is, what's kind of led, and I don't know if I ever told you this, but like as I told you that I want to do this podcast and I started it and this is what we're doing, like a lot of that kind of is, what kind of made me, like thinking about it is like, if I can have that 2 hour conversation with you, I should be able to have that. I know I can have that 2 hour conversation with anybody about anything, right? Like it's just not me and my best friend, my mentor, right? About the standard Navy bullshit, but a lot of the as I started, right, like the parenting stuff, um, and the relationship stuff, which we don't need to dive into any kind of deep rabbit holes about, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
it, all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to go into anything too specific, uh, just because but just to kind of stay on track of why I initially called you, because sometimes that be happening. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's
Well, check it out. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help bring it all home for you, brother. Like for real, for real.
I'm all ears.
And I know this may sound simplistic, but it is. Right? All the answers are inside of you, right? So, and when I say that, when you say there are these on this day, two people watched, you know what I'm saying? You want to go and find those people and extract from their brains what it is that, and it was you, right? They were watching you. Like there's nothing more than that. Like there was something about you that struck them, that made them want to listen. And all you have to do is tune your goddamn instrument, bro, which is you. Like there are no external answers, especially for a broadcast or content that is centered around things that you are passionate about. Like there's no external input needed at this point.
Yeah,
Honestly, there isn't. What you need to do is really coalesce around the things that you are interested in. And then when you have discussions, the discussions are based off of the questions that you would call and ask me that elicited honest feedback and input. There is nothing outside of you that you need. You already have everything you need sitting right with you every day, all day. There is no external input needed at this point. The only thing that like you want to see your viewership grow, all you got to do is tune into you. Turn that energy back inwards. Like you go, if you have answers, you go look for the answer, right? But really, when it comes back to it, you're the one that's going to be putting that ore in the water and pushing that fucking water. That's you. So it's not external, bro. They tune in to watch you. They tune in to watch you. There's something about you that they want to listen to, that they want to tune into. You just got to lean into that shit. You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else. You
yeah,
have you already you have a you're deep into a very solid career. You know what I'm saying? You're in the throes of marriage and raising children. You know what I'm saying? Like you have enough content to last you a lifetime. You just
for
got to
sure.
figure out the questions, the things that really like, man, I really would like some direction or clarity because if I need this direction or clarity, then maybe somebody else does too. If somebody else is frustrated or stumped in this particular area, then maybe, that's something that I struggle with too. Like you find all you, whatever you're struggling with, somebody else is too, bro.
Yeah,
Whatever
that's the truth.
question, like there's no dumb like that. The when they say there's no dumb question, is because that's the truth. Everybody's going to come in and not know what the fuck is going on. Not everybody's going to come in and know. There are going to be some questions that could be, perceived as stupid or dumb. But that doesn't make it true. You're creating your own universe, bro. You are the only gatekeeper. You're creating your own thing. When you go and you confab with other YouTubers at some point and you guys jabbing up about other topics and shit, you're taking the shit you already built, your whole self, your whole thing with you.
I guess it's just kind of crazy. And I mean, like I'm a no one, right?
No, you're not. No,
But
stop saying that
but
shit. Stop. No, stop.
But
No,
I
no,
mean,
no,
like,
no, nah,
I'm
nah,
in
nah, nah,
the
nah, nah, nah.
sphere.
Don't
Hold
say
on, hold on,
that
hold on.
shit no
In
more,
the
cause
sphere, because like what you just said, like
fuck this fear.
in
The
the
sphere. No,
sphere
no,
of
no,
it.
no, no. Stop, stop. Just no. Listen to me, cause this is for real, for real. This is you need to drop that shit right now, right? The so what we're talking about is a paradigm that's based off of money finances.
Hmm.
You're not talking about something that's based off of true worth and value. You know what I'm saying? The things of value are the things that are vital to our life. All this other shit is made up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I
There's
guess that's what I'm
the
talking about
only
in that
right
sense.
the only thing that makes these people successful is because of the monetary aspect, right? And the viewership. But the amount of viewers doesn't necessarily mean that you are about something. That just means that your shit is simple enough to reach out to a broad. You've hit a vein that a lot of people can relate to. But that doesn't mean that you have any substance. That just
Mm.
means you struck the right fucking chord. You know what I'm saying? You hit the right motherfucking fruit on the goddamn slot machine and you get some money popping out. But that doesn't make you fucking special.
Mm. That's yeah, that could be true. But the money that it
No,
does
it is true.
generate, the money that it
It is
generates in
true.
the income, I mean, I wouldn't say no to it, you know.
No, it's
But I
not
mean, like,
that. It's
so
not that.
it's the but going back to what you said, right? Like, it's like you could do that, right? And again, I'm going into the like this world of watching the videos of how to hack YouTube and like, because is
Mhm.
an algorithm is like numbers and math, so you can math it out and work the equation to equal income. I have not done that, right? Like, it's not that I don't try, it's that I don't try 100%, right? I take some things on and then some things I
Josh, you
don't
have
take
a
on.
fucking job, and it's
Yeah,
called the
that's
Navy. It's
yeah.
not a normal
It's
job. So, no, like you're not even stop, bro. Like what I'm listen. You're already listen. Like you gotta listen to me, bro. You're already you're smart enough to understand that I need to generate something that for myself that makes me feel good. Something that, but what you're doing right now is what most men have to do is monetize their fucking goddamn favorite hobby.
mm.
Because it's up to us to make all the goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like it's okay for the you know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking real. Like it's okay for a woman to be kept, but it's not okay for a man to be kept in society.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a different impetus on that, right? And so what we do, we're not just left to enjoy something. We got to, especially motherfuckers who don't come from a background of means, where basically you grew up fucking poor like us,
Yeah,
right? We don't sit back and just have hobbies just to have hobbies. Your hobby makes your ass money because that's how your family eats.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A hobby is a side
Whether
job,
that's right. That's fucking right.
and
If you stop trying to
yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. No, no, go
I was
ahead.
just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, and like, I say side job because that's, coming from my family, right? The construction working family, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's that they did that side job because it was a couple extra hundred, maybe more. You know what I mean? It was work though. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't a hobby. Like, they was good at it. They'd help somebody
Mm-hmm.
out with it, but it was a side job.
Yeah.
Like I said, coming from like poor people, you let us know. Like, yeah, you ain't got hobbies. You can't afford hobbies. You're poor,
Mm-mm.
right? Hobbies take money, right? That's not to like, I
Money and
mean,
time.
right? Like growing up poor, but now having mild success. Like, yeah, a hobby
Yeah.
is fucking takes money, and if you could flip that hobby into work that can create something and create an income, then yeah. But then at that time, is it really a hobby or is it just work again?
And then when it turns into that, it now you're not inspired in the same way. Like if you don't, if you're, and that's what I'm saying. Like you take the pressure off of yourself by comparing yourself to anybody else's shit or anybody else's measuring stick,
Yeah.
right? You go and you like you do the work, and then it's just like with rank. You know what I'm saying? That's a byproduct of what you do. It's not the target.
Yeah.
You know, and the target is the everyday shit that we got to, you know what I'm saying? And if we're like, that's the biggest thing, right? If when we're not pointed in the right direction, that's when it's most frustrating because even all the little mundane, stupid shit we got to deal with is not going to get us, we're not going in the right direction. So it doesn't fucking matter, right? But if we're pointed in the right direction and we can put our heads down, do the work, and then be like, okay, I know that this is frustrating today, but I even though I don't necessarily see the clearing, I feel the drum beat and I know I'm going in the right way.
At least you know that you're on a path.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. Right? Your path, like what you eat don't make me shit. Vice versa. Right? You have to be on your path. Have to be. And it has to be yours. It has to be sacred. And it can't be, you know what I'm saying, infiltrated by other people's negative energy or anybody else's scale of success. You have to protect it.
It's pretty deep.
You work on you, your viewership will go up. All the things that, you know what I'm saying, like that things that that you want to work on yourself, focus on that shit and your shit will go up. Promise. All, even if that, like, you will meet people, you'll confer with folks that are like-minded. You know what I'm saying? You'll be inspired. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll find opportunities. Maybe you'll find the next opportunity. You know how it is, man.
Yeah.
You just do the thing until the next thing pops up, and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna do that now. Oh shit, and then if you're on the right path, nice, good things will pop up. But if you're on the wrong path, you already know how that go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why don't fall for none of that shit, bro. Like you, you know what I'm saying? You have a marriage to maintain, which is always gonna be an everyday arm wrestle. Not necessarily with her. Most of the time, it's with ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
The kids. You know what I'm saying? You got the Navy shit, and then you're going to transition out of that into something else, and then that's going to be a whole weird, freaky ordeal. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be cool. It's going to be all good, you know? And then you're going to have the opportunity while all of this is happening to really decide what path you want to set yourself on. You know?
Yeah, as I get closer, and bad news is, I don't know if I told you, but I have to re-enlist. That's gonna put me. It's gonna be for orders. It's gonna be one of those. I talked about this last time, when I called you before and I went live. Right, I was talking about like
Mm.
I had to re-enlist because I didn't transfer my benefits. I needed to do that. So
Oh yeah.
due to those rules or whatever, like I gotta do it again. So all in all, though, it only adds like 15 months to my overall time, and they're going to get the time out of me no matter what because I have to select orders, and they're either you'll be under an enlistment where you could make that enlistment yours and make sure everything is set up for yourself with the benefits and everything, or they're going to force you into an obla kind of ordeal. You know how that shit goes still.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, it's like as I get closer to that reenlistment time, or not the reenlistment time, but like the retirement, right? Like it's still there, it's still looming, it's on the horizon. Although the horizon of it might be kind of far away or seem far away for some, to me it's still very close, and me and Nikki can't wait for it. We got, hopefully, well, not hopefully. I mean, let me backtrack that. We have our next deployment being the last deployment, and then going, for the remainder of the time. Wrap up the sea duty and then the shore duty and everything. But like, I don't know, man. Like, thinking about working afterwards and all that shit. Like you
Mhm.
said, like when you hit, like when you went, like when you mentioned like all that funky shit. Like yeah, man, like that is some funky shit that I be thinking about, and it's like, what do I want to do? What kind of work do I want to do? What? Just what? What
Mhm.
question mark? Big fucking
Mhm.
question mark in it all.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, I don't know, man. Like, do I need to make a lot? No, I just need to make enough. You know what I mean? And what
But
is
what do you
enough?
want to
I don't
do
know.
though?
What do I
But
want
like
to do? I
what?
don't know.
Like what?
Like really, like if I go the standard route of a retiree living in San Diego, man,
Okay, I'm gonna help you out. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
help
go
you out.
push. I'm gonna go push a forklift. I'm gonna go work in the
You
warehouse.
struggling.
You
You
know what I
struggling.
mean?
I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out, Josh. I'm gonna help you, cuz. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what you shouldn't do. Okay.
Shouldn't go
There's
back
any
to base.
military kid. Don't do it. Don't like this is what I will say. If you no like real talk, like strategy, you know what I'm saying? Strategy and tactics. If you're looking to work right after you retire, right? That's a question you got to answer. If you're looking to have a break, then that's a question you got to answer.
Yeah.
If you're going to take I took my time off before I retired. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I stopped working about 6 months because I didn't have any sailors.
Yeah.
So I started really concentrating on me and what I needed to do way far out. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Mm-hmm.
able to do that because of the orders that I took and where I was at. You know, so you got to decide if you're going to, when you're going to take your vacation once you're post Navy, like out of the Navy, or if you're going to do it while you're still in, whether with terminal leave or taking it leading up and then using your, all of that shit, whatever.
Yeah.
And you got to, kind of, you got to, look at bite it out in chunks. The easy step would be retire, go get a GS job or something, and then do that until you can figure out what you want to do next. The 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 sticky part about that is that it's easy to get into that groove, get used to that money, and then your
Never want
wife
to
get
leave it.
used to the money, and then it's like don't ever quit that shit, and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
Now for me, I kind of went on what me and my homeboys like to call a black man's holiday, where you have to have like a catastrophic, injury or a stroke or some shit. You know what I'm saying? In order to not work, and then your wife be like, "Oh shit, you really are hurt."
Yeah.
You know? So you don't want a black man's holiday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To do that, but sometimes you kind of gotta go on strike on their ass in order for them to be like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker really," what I'm saying, is about this life. But
Oh
but
shit.
for the real talk is that we're conditioned to not think about ourselves when it comes to making money and not putting, like you're sitting there like, I'm not keeping up with all these motherfucking YouTubers. All they do is pick boogers and make content. Like, nigga, you got a job. 'Cause you're not sitting on your ass, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, eating chips and shit, thinking about the next video you about to make. So when and it's like, I hate to say this, but it's even worse for children of military members because they didn't really give a shit about what their dad did, right? And then they really don't give a fuck about what their husband, you know what I'm saying? Like it's this weird, so what, you know? So how you're going to be able to carve out that time for you? It's like this, right? When I'm not trying to equate this to women giving birth to children, but there's a gestation period where it, even the law recognizes that, hey, we women need to be with their kids for a certain period of time post birth because this is important, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when military members retire from the military, I believe that there should be, a post. military, stipend for folks, at least a year to get your shit together, to be able to take a breath, and deal with the fact that you are exiting from a really sheltered environment. But
Very
we don't have
sheltered.
that.
No, I mean it's you collect your next payment and you're supposed to just get on with it, right?
Supposedly, right? But I'm just giving you a preview into the things that I had to deal with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you're going to have to deal with them by yourself. There isn't anything like you can't. It's a very lonely transition period, and you have to start take carving out what you're going to need now and understanding that. Like I knew lead right before I retired, like shit, the same year I retired, I had a shoulder surgery. That was 3 in 3 years leading up to that point. And I just knew. I was like, I need to go back. I need to go back home.
Yeah.
I need to go back home. I know what I do, what my mortgage was here. I knew like this was just in it turned out it was the fucking right decision. You know, it hasn't been necessarily the best situation for my family overall, but it definitely would have been worse if we
Somewhere
were in
else.
another state. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you gotta you're you're valuable, and we're constantly confronted. Especially like I've always told you, people are put off by you because you're you. Just because of who you are, some people are put off by you, right? And what it is that puts them off is your confidence. And a lot of times, people who exude confidence, people who are put off by it, don't understand that we don't always feel confident. We don't. It's not. That's not like that's the way we operate, but that's not necessarily how we always feel.
Well, I
But
mean,
because, go ahead.
is we've probably talked about this before, but like I know for me, and you answer for yourself because I mean, isn't that part of like how we're raised? Like you ain't gonna like right, like you're not gonna not be confident if you're gonna go walk around in this life.
Hmm.
You're gonna be confident, right? Like I mean, was that the same for you? You know, like
I mean, but not everybody you grew up with
well,
was confident, right?
right. But I'm just saying for like just for me and you, just speaking for us, right?
Yeah,
Like again,
I
it
think
goes
that
back to a
yeah,
raising. Like like I'm sure their parents are out there. They're not telling their kids like, yo, you gonna fucking keep your chin up. You gonna walk tall. Like I like it doesn't matter. Like and as much as the problems I have with my parents and everything, right? Like that's one thing that my mom and my dad, I'm sure, right? But like we're gonna be confident. We were going to walk around knowing what we fucking knew. And if we did,
hmm
we were gonna walk around motherfucking and like you were gonna like one way or the other, you were gonna respect us and know where the fuck we came from and who we
that's
are
it.
and we're gonna show our fucking cards every time you ask for them. You know what I mean? Like we had no choice, right? So I don't like I say I don't know if that's the same how it was for you, but like you know,
I think
it's just
yeah,
but so
you ain't taking no
it's one of
shit.
those like and that's even
You ain't taking no shit,
better
and
to
I
the
think
point
that's.
right there. That's
I mean,
more
it's
to like yeah. I think that's more accurate.
well, it goes to like you said, it has more to do with the way people treat you as more than who I want to be. I'm reacting to what you're doing to me, right?
Hmm.
And depending on how I feel about myself is going to depend on the reaction. But I'm reacting to an external stimulus. You know what I mean? So it, I look
It's
at it like, go ahead.
I was gonna say just because you say that right. Do you think at some point in our adulthood, right? Again, so I gave that answer. You didn't give yours, but let's just go with it, right? Um,
Mhm.
I think at some point in my adulthood, I have realized that it's not even me reacting to you. It's that I'm going to come in here this way because you are going to like I'm going to force you before I even have to fucking react to you or any bullshit you're bringing or you think you're bringing, right? You're going to
Yeah.
know right away that this is what I'm bringing and that you're not running this table.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And some people could be thinking that's good or bad. But it's just a certain what do you call like a characteristic of grown up circumstances kind of thing, right? Like
Hmm.
why would I ever walk into a place and be so uh there's some of my favorite words, so meek or so humble that I'm gonna let you run me.
Right. No, you're right.
And maybe those aren't. I'm not the most educated, you know this, but maybe it's the wrong word. But like that's not going to happen. So maybe somewhere in my adulthood, maybe yours, I don't know. But like we became aware of these things, especially in the military, right? Especially in the military, where like we become aware of these things. So anytime I walk into a room, I want people reacting to me. Right.
Hmm.
And then it doesn't help that once we achieve certain ranks and this and that, you know, you got the uniform to match it or something. You know what I mean? Like all that shit that goes along with it. And maybe it doesn't always match it, but, it helps. And, it could be dismissed or fucking, validated quickly. You know what I mean? Along those lines too. But I don't know. As you just bring it up, I kind of think about that. Like, I don't know. That's just my like quick react to that. Like I don't want to walk into rooms and react to other people and be not on the on the balls of my feet, right? Not I was gonna say offensive, but not on the offensive, not on the defensive, but on the balls of my feet, right? Athletic sense, triple threat position if you want to
Hmm.
go sports, like ready to react to whatever bullshit you might bring, because I'm not gonna sit back and just let you bring the bullshit while I just like let you fucking take a hot dump on my fucking chest.
Right. No, I totally understand what you're saying, man. And I had to, so I have, you know, the the my chief before I made, chief. You know what I'm saying? The one that, I was his first class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's, I'm saying, me and him are like brothers now. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard getting along with him. We didn't get along when we worked together, but that's where we really developed a true respect for each
mm-hmm.
other. You feel me? And then we become friends and brothers, since then. But you know, I just look at all of this shit. Like, hold on a second. I thought somebody was not. Hold on, fucking kids. My bad. What was I saying?
You're saying you
What we
you and
talking
your
about?
you and your boy that you made chief, your chief when you were first class when you made chief, and how you guys develop your brother, your fellowship, and everything, and where you guys are at now.
Yeah, he's the one that just like when we get to that point to where I'm asking you for advice or I'm sharing things with you, you're like, oh shit, now he's sharing shit with me. Normally it's me
Yeah,
sharing shit with him. And then that dynamic now it's not that big brother shit.
yeah,
We're brothers,
yeah.
And when I go to him, when I talk to him about different things and he's big brain educated, you know what I'm saying? He's got his law degree. He's right now studying for his doctorate. He lost his I don't know if I ever told you about what happened to him. He was on what the fuck? I forget what damn ship that was over in overseas, but he was on they were on an unrep on a destroyer and he got hit by a goddamn they were on an unrep and the fucking pallet swung hit him and he lost the use of his legs.
I know who you're talking about. You mentioned it before. I forget his name. You ain't got to say it,
Yeah.
but
Eric Clement. That's my
yeah,
Eric.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You've shared the story. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going through some shit at work, you know what I'm saying? And Like, man, so much shit has happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you first went on deployment, like my brain was mush.
Yeah.
Like, there's been so much shit going on. Like, we have so much ground to catch up on, you know. But what I'll say is that, you know, like recently, my job is they on some bullshit. I'll brief you on that. But he's been talking me through because what we were talking about is basically, you walk into the room, you want motherfuckers like I'm not gonna let anybody think they got to jump on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the shark opens his mouth and it closes its eyes.
Yeah.
People are going to see you coming after a while, and you got to learn how to switch that shit up because there's nothing more that fucks someone up for someone who's meek to jump up and punch them in the mouth, and there's nothing more telling for than someone who they think is going to bite their head off than to not.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't get to move as 100% me, especially when it comes to situations that's going to affect my money. So I have to develop a lot of strategy and deploy a lot of tactic in order to be able to deal with this shit without feeling like I've sold myself,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
because it's this constant exploitative dance where I know, like kind of with the military. You remember I tell you, they're gonna get their quarter blood from you, so you better fucking go ahead and get yours while you can.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna deploy, they're gonna get theirs. So
Mm-hmm.
you better figure out how to get your own. And so with that one, I felt like it was more of a fair exchange though, because in the military, there are manuals, there are instructions. I can go pull something out, read it, and say, nah, motherfucker, you are lying to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or no, this is the way we need to do this. When you get out here in the wild, wild west, man, like you'll be amazed at how companies are able to make money with the amount of dysfunction that's able to persist. So what I'm saying is, in working these two jobs, I have become sleep deprived, like deployment style. And I damn near beat the shit out of his man on Friday. And today I went back and apologized to that man because not because I felt like he didn't deserve an ass whooping, but because I'm better than that. You don't get to take me out of my skin.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. That's not something I should not have allowed that shit to happen, and I did. And I have to be better. And in order for me to now tee this motherfucker up again, so I can knock him down the field, I gotta apologize and make him make him and his goddamn dog think I'm non-threatening. So sometimes, if you want motherfuckers to really know what time it is, you got to let them think they're in charge. Now, the problem that people like you and me have with doing that is that our default function is to tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
That's
that
not a
that's
good default. That's not a
it's
good
not.
default setting.
It's not. I don't know,
You
man.
know,
I enjoy
it's
it. I enjoy
it's
the default.
but think about it. In your most important relationships, that's not the tactic that you will deploy. You would never tell your kids to go fuck themselves.
No, never. But like
You
that's
would,
where like this
but
shit is
that's what
just not
I
important.
know. But see, there are environments where you cannot say that. We're
Sure.
now, and so here's the thing: if you feel so, I'll give you a perfect motherfucking example, right? Working with a bunch of punk bitch ass motherfuckers, straight up punk bitch ass motherfuckers, whiny ass entitled fake fake liberal racist punk bitch motherfuckers. Like straight up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had a black friend in middle school, and that makes you fucking down for the. Man, get the fuck out of my face. You know. So there, you know, I got to find some ways, other ways to tell you to go fuck yourself. You know,
Yeah.
and they don't, they never come out in, as go fuck yourself. But I know at the end of the day, that's the only message you can get because that's the message I'm sending.
Yeah.
Now, it takes it's like, if you grow up like us eating tortillas and noodles and shit, you fucking your palate evolves over time, hopefully, right? To a finer cuisine, and you are able to appreciate something without, goo gobs of salt. So it's just like slitting a motherfucker's throat, right? You can just do that, or you can do the Colombian necktie. You know what I'm saying? Or you stuff somebody's dick down their throat. Like there's all kinds of ways to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't make it any less gruesome. It's just different.
But it's gonna be done no matter what.
Yeah, it still achieves the same end. But see, the shit that I figured that I'm learning is that I can slice you up and then walk away like Dexter. Nobody will know I did it.
Feeling that you did something right. That the community is better off for it.
100%.
Because you weren't a good person anyways.
Hey, especially because, like I said, I'm set on a path that's about enhancing and helping. I'm not out here trying to take anything from anyone.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm trying to, what I'm saying? I feel like even if the opportunity that I put you up on right today doesn't it help me, it may help me down the road. Even if it doesn't, I don't give a fuck as long as it helps you. And you know me well enough to know that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So if anything comes at me along that path, I ain't tripping. I ain't even tripping because I'm on the right path.
Yeah. I suppose I'm on the right path too.
There you are. Ain't no suppose.
So I gotta keep on going. Keep on one more thing after another. I just can't wait till this Navy chapter is over and I can focus more in on this, and then focus more obviously most importantly Nikki and the family, this, and then whatever else I need to do to pay a couple of bills, you know what I mean? And just do that, We'll see. I don't know what the future holds, but it's one of
I
those
do.
it's like you don't know what it holds, but there's what you're trying to make it hold for you, right? And as long as you keep doing that, that is good. Excuse me, that's gonna be part of it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's really where I'm at with it. I don't know, but hey,
I don't think you got anything to worry about, bro.
Yeah, no,
Honestly.
I mean, I don't think I got anything to worry about either, but it's not even worry about, more so of it's like that when you've created something other than children,
Yeah.
right? And you've taken an idea and you've planted it and you watered it, right? And it could be like, I know you big in your backyard with the garden and everything like that, like,
Yeah.
so when you watch it, and it's literally like when you watch that tree bear those fruit, right? And then
Hmm.
you can pluck it, you can take it, you can harvest it, whatever, and it's now providing something,
Yeah.
right? There's no really better feeling. It's crazy, right?
Yep.
And we experience that so much, and I don't mean so much as in like quantity wise, but like just like we've experienced that so much while being in the military, right? Because it's just like nature of the beast, right?
Yeah.
Um, Not to say we were so great at it or anything like that. It's just fucking it happens. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Um, it happens, and but like this is something totally different from all of that. You know, it's not even a
Yeah.
plant. It's not even vegetables or any garden or anything like that. It's something else that is taking form. I must be
But why
lying.
isn't it? Think about it like this. You
Sorry.
okay, bro?
Yeah.
You got a cold?
No, no, I'm good. I'm healthy. Maybe I'm talking bullshit. That's why
No,
baby Jesus is fucking putting this fucking itch in my throat. Tell me shut up.
no. You know what it I just look at it like, don't look at everything is like a plant.
Yeah.
Everything, when
Well,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's
Yeah, I'm not sorry.
every
I'm
it,
interrupting, but like, yes, it
yeah.
is that. You take the same actions for it, but it's like this is just like I don't know, man. I look at it as something just like I don't know. To me, it's just weird and strange, and that I have like I'm just sitting in the studio as I called you, right?
Mhm.
As we talked about, at the very very front of it, having these questions that I wanted to ask you and everything, right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just crazy. Like, people ask me like when I talk to them about it or like this and that, and then a couple of people have been over the house and they see like the little setup, and they kind of look at me like, "Oh, damn, you for real?" And I'm just kind of like, well, I mean, like, I guess if this is like it again, it's that like if this is for real, then yeah, I guess I'm for real. They're like, no, man, like you got a dope
No,
setup,
it's
like,
for real.
and I'm like, well, yeah, like it is pretty for real. Like, I don't know, man. It's like it's weird. It's this in between, right? It's not no fucking Joe Rogan, with millions of dollars and state of the art,
Okay.
right? But that's cool. Like, I'm not knocking it. I'm not like, would it be cool one day? Sure, but like nothing would ever be like this, right? Like when it's in the garage, when it's just the homies coming over, you just bullshit. You know what I mean? It's that origin story that where it's never as
Mhm.
good as that origin story. And so I'm just trying to like just soak in the moment. Not that I'm ever going to be to that level. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not saying yes or no, but it's just like be able to realize where you're at in this moment to be like, oh, this is the origin story. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And like this is dope. And maybe I am that for real. Like, yeah, like if you ask yourself, like, yeah, it's that real. Like, no, this isn't me. Well, my homegirl, she said, she posted something like, everybody nowadays got a fucking podcast, and it's one of those like, if everything's an emergency, nothing's an emergency. If everyone's got a podcast and no one's got a podcast, right? Kind of deals. I was like, well, no, I mean, everyone could have a podcast, but it's like, but like, is everyone 100+ episodes in on their podcast? Is everyone still trying to produce at least weekly or at least twice a month, bi-weekly? You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. And so when
Mhm.
I break it down to like that, and I don't like, I'm sharing this now with you, but like I
Mhm.
never really share it with anyone. It's like when you really break it down like that to me, like in my own mind, like I said before, when I'm looking at the charts and everything, it's like, yeah, this is for fucking real, right?
Mhm.
Like I do this with all 20 fucking Spotify followers or 60 Spotify followers with the 2 downloads a week. Like like it doesn't matter. Like the statistics and numbers don't matter to me, right? It's more just like being able to look in the mirror and being able, and even more importantly, right? As I was cleaning up the garage and everything earlier this today, trying to make more space and more comfortable and cleaner for Nikki to come in here and do her thing,
Mhm.
exercise and everything, so she could keep her peace. Right. My kids were like, "Dad, can we go in your studio? We haven't been on the podcast in a long time." Right. Because like I've
Mhm.
done a couple things since I got back, but I haven't like, and the studio's back up when like it was put away, kind of, you know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
But like usually they're in here and they'll sit down in the chairs and they'll grab the microphone and they'll put on the headphones. I'll turn everything on for them. I won't hit record, but I'll let them put on the headphones so they can hear themselves in the microphone and everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like they look at me like, oh, Dad's a podcaster, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're learning more about the Navy stuff. You know what I mean? But it's like before the Navy stuff, they're like, yo, Dad's got a podcast. And if
Mm-hmm.
they see me on, I'm watching YouTube and I like my channel comes across my non-channel profile, they're like, oh, Dad, there's your podcast. You know what I mean? And like that is what's fucking cool. You know what I mean? It's all like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like I was thinking about it earlier today, like because I pulled the two of the mics out for them and they weren't on, right? Nothing was on. They didn't have the headphones on or anything. They just would pull the mics down to them, right, to their little, almost 4-foot selves, and they're just talking to each other in the microphone. Like they know like that it's a podcast and that they're conversing with someone. So they're talking to each other, just gibberish, bullshit, and just, being little 5-year-old and 4-year-old, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, and then they come over and ask me a question. Then they went back and like, and then they're talking to me in my actual name. They're like, yeah, Joshua said this and that. And they're talking about Joshua, right? Like, and I'm like, yo, these little, like, and I was like, I wonder if this was like in previous generations, right? If you had a parent that was like in a band, like a real good, legit, like band that, maybe it just played the local bar or something, but like you watch your dad or your mom or something play an instrument and then you knew that they went and played at a local band or something. You know what I mean? Like something like that. And then like those kids, like I wonder if that's how they felt. You know what I mean? Like watching their parents, like, practice in the garage. And if their parents ever became, you know what I mean? Like just stuff like that is what really is like mind blowing to me. And then watching them and like, no, like I do this. It's small now. It will be something one day as long as I continue. Right. And it's like, but I do this. Like this
But
really is like,
that's
you
what
know what I
I'm
mean?
saying. It's not small now. You don't understand? Like, listen to what the story you just told me.
Yeah.
Like, if think about it, like what we always say, right? If you reach one, you know what I'm saying? That's enough.
Yeah. Reach one, teach one.
And you've already reached two.
Yeah.
Right there. In a way that they see you doing something and enjoying it and liking it in a way that they could never see you enjoy what you enjoyed about the Navy.
Yeah.
Like your kids have seen something in you that my kids have never seen in me.
Mm. That's crazy.
So I really wish you would stop saying it's not as successful or it's not like I'm asking for the last time. Like, don't say that again.
Yeah.
Don't. You you're already enough. It's already enough. Already. You don't have to compare it to anything else. All you got to do is protect it from all that other shit so that it doesn't put its own flame out.
Yeah.
Suffocate it off other people's shit. Protect it from all that. Be inspired by it, but protect yours. Protect it.
Yeah, well, we ain't going nowhere. Like I said, we made it through deployment. Of course, deployment slows shit down. That's duh, right? But like, I made videos out there. I did a couple of little things. It's deployment. There's no connectivity. You can't do shit. You know what I mean? So it's like I've been trying to still put stuff up as I got back and jump back into it. As slowly and again, like with such a short time home, right? It's like I didn't want to come home and be like, "Yep, hey, honey, I gotta get back on the podcast."
I know.
Like so it's like she knows I want to, and I've done it. I'm being able to do it when she's at work, and she asks like, "How's it going?" and this and that, and she knows where my priorities at though, and I know where the priorities at. But
check this out. check this out. Check this out. So when are you going on deployment?
Uh, real soon again.
I know when.
August, mid August.
Okay. So what I will do is I'll come on your show and talk about, you know, your upcoming deployment.
Ah, deployment schmoyment.
No, not what you're going to do out there and all that shit, but the impact it always had, that it's had
Yeah,
on, that deployments have had on my life, that they're going to have on yours, right? And how long, you know what I'm saying, you plan to be, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily, you don't have to go over details, but
yeah,
at least if they understand, you know, what you're going to go do, then right, you just go into the lab. You
yeah,
use the break as freedom. Like I'm not obligated to do the podcast right now. I go back in the lab and focus on me. Deployment is where you get in the best shape physically. You know what I'm saying? And you can get in even better shape mentally and come back ready to hit subjects that you've been able to meditate over and just think about, instead of feeling like, okay, I got to get up and talk about this shit.
yeah. I've been thinking about like, and you know, one thing like, I got a lot of good videos out there on deployment, um, which is different because you know, like, how many pictures do you have of you out there working, like on deployment or
None,
yeah, and that's
none.
something where I told my sailors like, yo, I might be looking like the dad at the barbecue, taking photos of everything, and videoing one because it's content and that's like it's a focus, right? I want to show like this other side of things. Two, because I barely have shit too, right? I've just never been one of those people that always took the pictures, that was always doing that, like, and I want something to be able to show my kids or to be able to look back at myself. You know what I mean? So, and plus, like, there's been, you know, when I crashed a truck in 2011, I lost my cell phone. That cell phone had 3 years of Hawaii on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Gone. Nikki, unfortunately, when her old Mac, she like put it, what she do? She swiped a magnet across the hard drive, like putting it into
Yep,
a
that's
backpack or
it.
something, and boom, there went like 5 years, like the first 5 years of our relationship swiped. So like these unfortunate events have erased so much
Mm.
of like me and Nikki, and then me in the Navy, and like just things, you know, like just memories and stuff. So like I'm trying to not recreate those because you can't, but you know, log down what is available for the next short time before we call it good, um, and end it forever. But hey, I gotta go use the restroom, and
Go ahead, bro. All right,
I'm gonna
bro.
hit you up.
Just be ready.
Next time I hit you up, I still want to talk to you about those questions I asked you because
Okay.
um they're just, I don't know, man, it's really interesting to me, and now that I read them again, I laugh even more a little bit because my answers might be different than yours, um but I don't know, as I read it again, it's like, uh what kind of fucking person has the option. But I mean, on like, again, like in full disclosure, right?
Like, who's
I
this
read that,
for? Who
right?
is this for? Like,
It,
who are y'all writing this shit for? Because it ain't for me or people I know, right?
right,
So
right. So, but like,
who are you trying
so
to get to digest this?
again, in full disclosure, right? As I gave my answers, I won't disclose this to you because I want to come back to it. Okay, but like, part of my answers were like, me and Nikki have worked so hard, right, to be able to put our kids into a situation where we did have choice. You know what I mean? Like, we've chosen to put them into a private school.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't have that choice.
Mm-mm.
I didn't have that choice growing up. Many people across America don't have the fucking choice, right? So and again,
Yep.
coming from those conditions, I totally fucking get it. And I get it so much that when the hard work pays off and it's presented with an option and a choice,
Right.
we went ahead and made the fucking choice that we made. And our kids go to a private Christian academy.
Because you know what's on the other side.
Yes.
Right. We
So,
know that there are disparate conditions, right?
right. And again,
Go
so
go do what you got to do, man.
yeah,
Before you fucking blow a gasket.
yeah,
It's
I
all
need to.
good.
Yeah. All right,
We'll continue.
ID. I'm gonna holler at you,
All
bro.
right,
All right, thanks, man.
all right. Later.
And that people, there's about 20 minutes of conversation ahead of that you didn't catch, and that's gonna be chopped. That was, I'll tell you this, that was chopped, that was screwed, because I gotta go back and tell them that I was recording that halfway through, or 15 minutes into our conversation. But I do gotta go use that. I'll be back at you. Stop by. That damn flies. Hey, just come back by, holler at us again. I hope you enjoyed that with me and my longtime mentor. For more information on how you can support the podcast, please visit us at anchor.fm/Bravo Zulu podcast. The information, views, and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely of myself, Joshua Moore, and the individuals involved, and do not necessarily represent the DOD, DON, or those of the respective institutions. Thank you for joining us. We out.